The greatest moment at Citi Field took place on June 28, 2009. Going into the '09 season, Mariano Rivera of the New York Yankees had come into his own as one of the greatest relievers of all time. In his first full season in 1996, he had one of the most memorable seasons for a middle reliever. He went 8-3 with an ERA of 2.09 with 130 strikeouts and finished third in the Cy Young balloting. A year later, he became the Yankees' closer, where he would continue to dominate and became the most feared reliever in all of baseball. From '97 to 2008, Sandman would save 30 or more games 11 times, have 6 seasons of 40 or more saves, and 2 seasons of 50 or more. He also had 8 seasons with an ERA of under 2 and made 9 All-Star appearances. Rivera would excel in the postseason as well, posting a record of 8-1 with 37 saves and closing out 3 of the 4 World Series that his teams won. By the end of the 2008 season, his save total had reached 482, second behind Trevor Hoffman's 554, and chances were good that in 2009, Mo would reach the 500 save mark. Rivera got off to a good start, and on June 25th in Atlanta, recorded his 17th save of the year to put him at 499. The Yankees were then scheduled to play the New York Mets in Queens for a 3-game set, where the Bronx Bombers would take the first 2 by big margins. The third game, however, would be a closer affair. The Yankees struck in the top of the first for 3 runs, and for the first 3 innings, starter Chien-Ming Wang held the Mets hitters in check, but he would run into trouble in the 4th. Fernando Martinez came up with a runner at second with 1 out and hit a double to center to make the score 3-1, and 1 out later, Luis Castillo would single to narrow the lead to 1. Livan Hernandez came up next, but after Castillo stole second to put the tying run in scoring position, Wang retired Hernandez to get out of trouble. The game remained 3-2 in the bottom of the 8th when Brian Bruni came in to relieve. He would walk David Wright to lead off, and 1 out later, Fernando Tatis walked to put runners at first and second for Martinez. Martinez would strike out, and Rivera was called in. His first hitter was Omir Santos, who he would get to 2 strikes on. On a 2-2 count, Wright stole third to bring the tying run within 90 feet, but Rivera would strike out Santos to get out of trouble. Then, in the top of the 9th, one of the craziest innings in Yankee history unfolded. Mets closer Francisco Rodriguez came in to keep it a 1-run game, and his first batter was Jorge Posada, who would reach on a single. 1 out later, Brett Gardner came to the plate and walked to put 2 runners on for Johnny Damon, who K-Rod would retire for the 2nd out, and Derek Jeter came up with Mariano Rivera on deck. With the base open, the most logical choice was obviously to put Jeter on to pitch to Rivera, but to everyone's amazement, Rodriguez chose to pitch to Jeter. However, before that bat ended, Jeter would be intentionally walked to load the bases, and Rivera came to the plate for only his 3rd major league at-bat. It looked to be an easy 3rd out, but Rivera would show some surprising patience, eventually working the count full. On the 7th pitch of that bat, he drew a walk to bring home a run for his first major league RBI, giving the Yankees a 5-3 lead. Rodriguez, ironically, would get out of the inning without giving up another run, when he struck out the more dangerous Mark Teixeira. Leading off the bottom half of the 9th was Castillo, who was retired on a ground ball to second baseman Robinson Cano. Jerry Reed would bat next and was called out in strikes for the 2nd out. Now with 1 out from history, Rivera's next hitter was Daniel Murphy, who Mo would get to 2 strikes on, but Murphy kept the game alive when he lined a single to left to bring up Alex Cora as the potential tying run. But on the first pitch, Cora hit a grounder to Cano for the final out, making Mariano Rivera the first pitcher in American League history to reach 500 saves. Rivera would finish with another stellar season, making his 10th All-Star team and saving 44 games to bring his save total to 526, and helped lead the Yankees to their 40th American League pennant and their 27th World Series title.